Hey friend, let's talk about the 5 things you need to do to prepare to go into a recession. And maybe you're going, Derek, I've never been in a recession, man, what's it like? Or maybe you were in the last recession and you're like, man, I did not do that right. So let me share with you the things that have helped me. I went into the last recession, $65,000 in credit card debt, and I came out of it as one of the top agents in the entire nation, selling over 100 properties every year consistently, just by myself and one assistant and a TC. So this message is for me. I wish someone had made this message for me to guide me and lead me how to do this. So here's the 5 things we're gonna talk about here. And if you don't like cigars, I have no apology. This is a Cinco Vegas A, and it is one of my favorite cigars, and I absolutely love it. Number 1, check your ego. In the last recession, I saw a lot of people that had an ego and said, you know what? I'm too good to do this, or I don't need to do that. That's something I did when I was a new agent or new in my business or whatever it is. So for example, if you haven't done cold calling, or if you haven't done door knocking, or if you haven't done things like that because you haven't needed to, make sure that your ego doesn't get in the way of you doing things that will produce income for you and your family. So basically, you've got to have the attitude of, hey, nothing is below me, I'm not above anything, and I'll do whatever it takes to help my family, right, reach my goals, etc. That's number 1. Number 2 I have is protect your mindset. And when I say that, this is what I mean. Number 1, avoid negative people. If someone that you're around constantly or around once in a while and they always are negative or always down, man, this recession, man, this market, gosh, this or that, the government, whatever it is, hey, you've got to remove those people out of your life. And I know it can be hard because I've done it myself. Also, you need to feed your mind with good stuff, right? You can't always control the people around you or the mindset that they have, but you can feed your mind with valuable information or information that is positive or will help you grow. And you say, Derek, well, what is that? What are you talking about, dude? I mean, things like books or audio books like Think and Grow Rich, anything Dale Carnegie. Or maybe you like to watch videos. I'm a big fan of Ed Milet. Grant Cardone has a great killer attitude. There's books by Maxwell as far as leadership. Those are some things that you can check out, but it's important to protect your mindset. Number 3 I have is cut before you need to. This one is hard for a lot of people, and I saw this last time, man. People didn't realize that it was gonna get as tough as it did. And so what they did is, instead of preparing and being proactive for the recession, they became reactive. Meaning they continued to have expenses that they absolutely didn't need to have, and they held on to them until they were out of money and underwater before they cut those things. And so you may be wondering, Derek, well, what are those things you're talking about? If you're an Apple user, go to your app store and look at the monthly subscriptions that you have, the apps that you're paying for, right? Look at, the TV subscriptions or internet subscriptions or game subscriptions, even things like Starbucks and stuff like that. You have to really start self-regulating before you need to. I know it sounds simple, but it is hard to do, trust me. And the way I think about it when I look at expenses is I ask myself, does this make you income? If this thing does not produce income, then it's either a necessity or a luxury, right? And it's pretty easy to tell the difference. Food, yes, it's a necessity. Do you need to eat out, 4 or 5 times, even 2 times a week, where you go have sushi and it's $100 for you and your spouse? I mean, that's not a necessity, right? That is a luxury. And so you need to cut those things before you have to. So ask yourself, are the things that you're paying for, these reoccurring bills, are they producing income? And let me just piggyback on that. I'm not talking about cutting your marketing. I'm not talking about stopping to grow your business. No, those are the things that you need to do up. As a matter of fact, in the last recession, I ramped up. As other people were pulling down, I was ramping up and doubling down and tripling down and quadrupling down on my marketing and my business so that I could become better and stronger. The next thing I have, number 4, is work harder and smarter to gain market share, right? So you're going to have to work harder, right? That's a given. But the work smarter part, this is what I mean. Avoid the trap of saying, hey, this is what I've been doing, or this has worked in previous markets, or this worked last year. Shoot, it may have even worked last month, but now with the changing economy in the market, that will no longer work. So you need to be able to adapt. There's a great book called Who Moved My Cheese? I read that real early. I think it was 18 years ago in my entrepreneurial voyage, I guess you could say. And it really helped my mindset. I was like, okay, I need to be able to adjust. And the 5th and final thing I have is take responsibility. And these are the notes I wrote down. Don't blame the market. Don't blame the economy. Don't blame your spouse. Don't blame your kids. Oh gosh, I can't make it happen, right? I've got to spend time with my kids and my family. Well, you're using your kids and your family as an excuse or a reason for you not to reach your goals. Shame on you. Really, shame on you if you're doing that. They should be a source of inspiration and motivation. And yes, you need to invest some time with your family, but you also need to be realistic, right? There's a lot of hours in the day. Are you on social media? Have you scrolled today? If you have, that is wasted time, right? If it's not income producing activity, as far as business, we're wasting time. We've got to cut out those things. The other thing I wrote is, if you're a real estate agent, the last market, a lot of agents went, oh, I'm not making it now with this market change. It must be my broker's fault. Let me go hop at another brokerage, right? The grass is always greener on the other side. And you see people that hop and then they hop back with their tail between their legs going, shoot, it wasn't greener. As a matter of fact, it was pretty bad over there. I'm happy to be back, right? That transition time is lost time. Putting blame on other people is lost time. Take responsibility. There's some other things we could talk about, but I wanted to keep it simple to 5 things to really help you. And I hope that you heed my warning. And hey, think about it like this. If we're being over dramatic and there's not going to be a recession and the market is not going to go down, then what is the worst thing to happen? Well, you cut down on expenditures and now you're increasing your savings, which will help you invest and have financial freedom sooner. That's a good thing. That's the worst case scenario. But if I'm right, and we are going into a recession, or we're in a recession, and this market is changing, which we already know it is, if you can get out ahead of it right now, you will have an advantage over your competition that have not seen this video. I hope it helps you sincerely from the bottom of my heart. Have a great day.